It's good to see you guys. Hey, thanks for coming out tonight. I appreciate it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Even if I didn't know what this show was called, I could tell you guys are teachers because about half of you look like you need to be in AA right now. And the other half is in like AARP. I don't know what's up with that. Although I got to be honest, I did not expect George R.R. Martin to come out tonight. Hey, thanks for Game of Thrones, man. I love the nudity. That was great. Yeah, not a shock who's in here tonight, I can tell, you know? It kind of feels like when you go to a wedding and the DJ calls all the single ladies to the dance floor and you're like, not shocked at all who's out there, you know what I mean? That's what it feels like in here tonight. Guys, my name is Justin. If you've never seen me live, which you haven't, there's two things you should know about me, okay? Two things. The first is my favorite thing in the world is really just getting to make people laugh, and I would not get to do that unless you guys came out tonight. So thank you guys for being here. It means a lot. Give it up for yourself. Seriously, it means a lot. Yeah. Thank you guys. Yeah, and my second favorite thing is just to make people come. So this is just gonna be part one of my act tonight. The second half will be in the alley behind the comedy club, so George, if you don't like the jokes, you can at least get some strokes. You know what I'm saying? All right, that's so stupid. That's dumb. I'm an idiot. Where's our veteran teachers at? Make some noise. Veterans, 20 years plus, anybody? Give it up for them. Yeah, give it up for them. I really admire the veteran teachers that have been in the game for a long time, you know. But I gotta tell you, every school's got that one teacher that's been there too long. You know what I mean? Every school's got that one super old teacher that's been there since like the school was built and shit, you know? And I feel bad for them, I really do. I feel like they're very confused about shit that's going on right now. I'll give you an example, right? Like in my school when vaping became a big problem. When vaping became, they had to call us all in for a big staff meeting, and they explained. Kids are coming to class with these little devices, they look like USB drives. And they're just plugging them into the laptop, charging them up, then they go to the bathroom and they smoke them in there. Oldest teacher in the building, been there 35 years, comes up to me right after the meeting and goes, "So these kids are smoking the internet now?" Smoking? You ever just get up trying to explain technology to an old person? You ever done that? Because immediately I'm just like, yes, that's exactly what it is. Yep, they go to the bathroom, they smoke a pack of Pornhubs, and then they come back. That's what they're doing, yeah. They go to the bathroom, so the boys can go to the girls' bathroom, and the girls can go to the boys' bathroom. I'm not touching that shit. I'm not teaching that. They're very confused right now, you know? Hey, make some noise if you agree with me. If you agree with me on this, make some noise. I think one of the worst things you could possibly have in a school is a principal that's a hypocrite. I think that's one of the worst things you can have. Cool. I got a few people in agreement on that one. I got to tell you, at my school, I had a principal, and he decided he wanted to change the slogan of our school. He's like, I'm going to change the slogan to represent how I want you guys to teach in the classroom. And we're all like, okay, whatever. Well, what's the slogan? And he goes, all right, the slogan is learn by doing. Sounds pretty good, right? Learn by doing. And then you know what he did? He went and fired the sex ed teacher for just doing his job. So, you know... Sorry, that joke is fucked up, but I couldn't help myself. You know? Actually, my best friend is the sex ed teacher. That didn't really happen. My best friend is a sex ed teacher. I asked him what's the hardest part about teaching sex ed to teenagers, and he said it's really just teaching them to put a condom on without using your hands. And I thought that would have been pretty challenging too. Use your imagination, folks. Sometimes, I'm sure you guys feel this way, sometimes I feel like I learn more from the students than they ever learn from me, right? Like, that's what it feels like sometimes. I swear, did you guys know this? Did you know that you can charge your cell phone by plugging it into your house arrest ankle bracelet? I did not know that. Steven taught me that, you know? You just see him walking through the hallway with his phone tied to his leg. All right, gotta be late to class. Don't gotta be late. All right. I had no idea that you could do that. I do worry. I worry a little bit about the teacher shortage in Indiana. We got a big teacher shortage. Concerns me. No one seems to want to go into the profession anymore. But and I was worried that the government of Indiana really wasn't doing anything to fix it. That's really what I was really upset about. But you know what? I was driving up here today, and on the interstate I saw a billboard, and it just said, "Be a teacher." And I thought, that ought to do it. Yeah, that ought to. I think they've got it covered, right? Like, it's taken care of. We don't got to worry about that teacher shortage thing. I think they've got it handled. We have a billboard. Also, is that really who you want to be a teacher? The kind of free-thinking, independent mind that made their career decisions based on roadside advertisement? Is that really who you want? Hey, how did you decide, how did you build your passion for working with young people and developing the burgeoning young minds of the future? I saw it on a billboard. Yeah, I figured that'd be better than prison. And I don't read or write good, so I teach science, and yeah, plus teaching science, I can get rid of that evolution bullshit, like. A fucking billboard, what are they doing, man? I read this in the news the other day. I read that Tennessee passed a law that said teachers are going to be able to carry a gun in class with them. Isn't that pretty wild? I got to be honest. I think I support it. I think we should bring it to Indiana. Not because I think it's going to make anything safer. Definitely not. I just imagine how sick those laser pointers are going to be, dude. That's going to be badass, right? Just think about it. You're in there, you're teaching English, and you're like, in this paragraph right here, you can see that Romeo's just simping for that bitch Juliet. That's what, or however you teach that classic literature. I don't know. I get it, I guess. I kind of get it. You want to feel safe doing your job. Everybody wants to feel safe, and so yeah, I get it. You gotta feel prepared for that kind of thing, I guess. And it's a bummer. It's a bummer part of our job, having to think about that kind of stuff, But I always did my own thing to try to prepare for like a shooting situation. This is what I would do. You guys can take this if you want. Every day on the first day of class, I would just walk into class and I would look at every single student and think, all right, which one of these kids would make the best human shield? You know what I mean? Or don't. I don't know. The best ones are the ones that tend to wear their shirts in the pool. You know what I mean? All right, never mind. That's so fucked up. All right, sorry. So I've actually been out of the classroom now for a couple of years just doing stand-up, and it's been great, but I do miss it, man. I miss being in the classroom, and I know it sounds cliche, but the thing I really do miss the most is seeing just the look on a kid's face when they, finally smell the fart that I crowd dusted the row with. No, I miss getting to learn like all the new lingo that these Gen Z kids say. I love all because they have the funniest lingo for stuff. They really do. And like for example, I learned that Gen Z, they don't call it making love anymore. They don't even call it sex. You know what they call it? Smashing. Have you guys heard that? They're like, ooh, at her place, she let me smash. I think that's hilarious, man. I was actually hanging out with this group of like young Gen Z guys the other day, and they were talking about oral sex, and I was like, don't you guys mean smash mouth? Like. And I can't stop coming, and I won't stop coming. Anyway, all right, so. All right, I'll do one more for you guys and get out of here. It's been cool getting to do comedy, I've gotten to go to some pretty neat places doing this thing. Earlier this year, I was in Germany, the motherland, and I was doing a comedy show there, and I was doing it for an all-German audience, but I was like, man, how am I going to connect with them, Like, I'm from Indiana, they're from Germany, what do we even have in common? And then I remembered that they love Formula One racing, right? They love it over there. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll use that. So I got up on stage in front of this whole German audience and said, guys, I'm from Indiana, where we have the Indianapolis 500. which claims to be the greatest race on Earth. Kind of like you guys did in the 1930s. So, which I realize sounds pretty messed up coming from a guy that looks too much like Johnny Bravo, but guys, thank you so much for having me. My name is Justin Seymour. It's been great.